Due to the dynamic nature of tabletop RPGs, the topics that may be discussed or played in these games are not suitable for all audiences. The level of content maturity is considered 16 plus, and your discretion's advised. Y'all reunited last week. Did it feel so good?
Yeah.
Yeah. Until we realized what we were walking back into.
But we have bombs on our neck. I wasn't having a fun time. Speak for yourself.
I mean, if it's any consolation, Mallory does too.
Yeah, that is a bit of a consolation. I do like that. Especially since she fucking hit us with a car.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Yeah, I like that. That's
I like that.
It's okay.
It's one of them though, and 3 of us.
I
In
mean,
the car. No, we
In
still
the
had like
car.
some. Didn't we have some more people in there too for backup or whatever?
yeah, we
I
did,
mean,
but
You say it's one of them, but Adrian did cut off 20 people's pinkies.
10. 10
Oh,
people.
oh, that's right. It was half. It was half. Yeah, it was 10 people's pinkies. You're right. So
Everyone's got 2.
really, it's like 11 to 3. It's like 11 people in a car to the 3 of you.
I mean, but I didn't kill them, and I'm not threatening them with death.
yet.
Yeah,
Or
but you fucked
currently,
them
I
up.
should say.
Yeah, you're like a loose cannon, man. We can't predict your ass.
And now I have a machine gun.
No.
Adrian's like Spock when he chooses to channel his human emotions.
Interesting.
Don't you think?
That,
But
you know,
is Spock human at all?
Half.
what?
Ah, he is half. Okay. Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know a whole ton about Star Trek, but I'm interested, so.
Yeah.
Oh, Sang does.
He's half.
Dang, does
Yeah.
is Sang a Star Trek aficionado?
I'm not a
Right.
deep fan, but I know some. I know some. Yeah.
He dabbles.
He dabbles.
It's one
Yeah,
of
I
the few
didn't
shows
watch-
that I will continue watching. I hate watched that last one that just ended, Discovery. Man, that sucked.
I watched that. I mean, I mostly watched Deep Space Nine.
Yes.
DS9's great.
And Voyager was good. I didn't finish it, but like all of what I watched, I really enjoyed.
Voyager is probably the worst of the worst, though.
I loved it.
No, I know. Like, I enjoyed it when I watched it the first time, but going back and watching it, I'm just like, oh, cringe.
Oh, it
Yeah,
was all
definitely,
cringe, but it's
like, hotly
cringe
contested.
endearing.
Like, people love it or hate it, and there's no in between.
I hate, like, Chakotay is annoying, but I love him. I love how annoying he is. Paris is annoying, and I love how annoying he is.
I like
Everyone's
Phlox.
really annoying. You like who?
I like Phlox, the doctor. Never mind.
I remember the doctor, but I don't remember Phlox.
Really?
I don't remember him
Is he
having
not
a
in,
name.
Is he
was
not in
a-
Boy?
Yeah, they just called him the doctor or something. I
Yeah,
thought.
because he was a hologram.
Yeah. Spoiler, sorry.
Oh yeah,
That's
I'm
old.
mixing up my series.
You really are.
Yeah, he was in Enterprise and then one other one for a bit.
I always thought
The
he had the
hologram was
coolest,
definitely. Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
prettiest brown eyes. I can't talk. He
Green
had really
eyes.
pretty eyes.
Yeah.
So,
So, yeah. So the Yakuza are about to kill us.
Adrian put down the Kabufuda or whatever that was.
No, I wasn't allowed to. I wasn't
you weren't.
allowed
No.
to.
That didn't happen
Solas-
last time.
Okay,
Solas-
I will delete that note.
Stomped on that hard. He's like, you do not get to
Now-
do that at the end of a session and walk away. And
Now,
act like nothing happened.
right. You can't do that after I called the session. If you want to do it now with your ability, you're more than welcome to.
I just wanted to use the ability at the end of the session, so I didn't have to use it at the beginning of this session. That was it. I was trying to sneak a little tiny bit of power gaming in.
Yeah, I know. Sucks for you! Ha ha ha! No, but that really would have killed you.
Oh,
That really would have been dead.
Alright, Mel's in the chat. Mel knows Star Trek as well.
Hello,
Wait, what?
Mel.
Hello.
One day we'll meet in person and we'll talk about Star Trek, and I will learn from you. One day.
He will definitely school you on Star Wars.
I will?
Star Wars is.
He will.
Oh, yeah,
I-
I was like, I don't know shit about Star Wars.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say, like, the lore is very, like, it's a lot. So I can't remember anything. But it's fun, I guess. It's good
Yeah.
fun.
Definitely fun. The only Star Wars lore I know is from the new games.
That
Oh,
is
with the
fair.
ginger hottie?
Yeah, Cal Kestis.
God, he's so hot.
Fallen Order, and the other one. The other one.
The other one.
Yep, those are the two.
And I'm on the other side of that with like the Caminos and the clones, and you know, the Darksaber for the Mandalorians, and the whole like thing for, you know, the war for Mandalore and the different clans and all that, and the Darksaber and everything. I got that. That's fun. You know, we can do the Jedi, which were like the precursors to the Jedi. The Jedi is like the sort of like Protestant breakaway from Catholicism that the old Jedi
Interesting.
temple was. Yeah, there's a lot of lore there. It also gets really weird because they've like retconned half of the universe and said we're not
Ah.
going to use it,
Yeah,
and then decided to use it.
it's actually, yeah. Jeez. Ugh.
We're gonna get into a tangent if we don't.
Yeah,
stop.
I had to
You
stop
think this
myself.
isn't one?
Let's play the game.
I will end by saying that Sister Marin is hot, and that's it.
Google. Siri, look up Sister Mary.
All right, shall we do a recap?
Yes,
Star
please.
Trek?
What?
Sorry.
A
Yes.
Star Trek?
Yeah.
Oh, that might take a while.
Stardate 1665. We are in prehistory. Okay. Previously, we had a heavy episode with our trio, Fidget, Quincy, and Dorian. The three of you began the night by having a tense conversation with Shuhei about a box of fingers that Adrian had sent to Greg. Little did Adrian know that Greg was Shuhei's nephew. And with their familial ties, Greg came to him, and now there is a whole dispute happening amidst your little feud between Greg and him. With this, Shuhei wants to solve matters and move on rather than squabble, so he takes matters into his own hands, voluntolding all of you to go and find Adrian and Parm by shackling you at your necks and also keeping Quincy's cane as incentive to return quickly. You do eventually find Adrian and Parm at the side of the road in a motel, hiding out with one of their thugs, 2 guns, guarding the door, doing his job, surprisingly, trying to turn people away, but Fidget just shouts Adrian's name, incentivizing him to come outside, and thus reuniting. You then give the plant shop a call to verify Shuhei's prerogative, as it were. And of course, he has been more a man of his word. And it seems Adrian is slightly trusting of him for some reason. As all of you return, you enter a scene where everything has been shuffled off to the sides. There are many grunts in almost like a relaxed military position, lining the walls in reverence to the scene in the center of this back room, where Shuhei sits at the almost like the head of the scene, a small table in front of him with an incense burner and a phone on that table. Greg at one side, and a series of pillows on the ground for you all to be seated at on the other side. With that, deliberations began, and for the most part, Adrian, your story and Greg's story line up on maybe 90% of the accounts. However, the bit that Greg disagrees with is that you did not rat out the story of the prison break. He insists that information got out because you had told your other party members in one way or another, thus inciting more people to be aware of this prison break. With this, Shuhei calls all of the people to attention, stating that he's heard enough, and a response from the phone agrees. As we are now all in this scene, I gotta do this.
May I ask a question before we get into it?
Of course.
So, Shuhei said he has no family or clan, right? Or that he is his own, or whatever, right?
He plays by his own rules.
Okay, so it's not that he doesn't have... Okay, never mind.
And
Cool.
just to add to the recap, wasn't one of the things that stuck with Shuhei that there had been a promise to part ways and never make contact again?
That was another one of that was one of Greg's promises.
He said life changes.
Yeah, right. Things happen and decisions change when things happen. Life happens. Yes, that definitely happened as well.
Bless you.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I'm still not used to that. Do people say bless you when you cough? I've never
No,
heard that
I
before.
just can't tell what it is, so I like to cover my bases.
Oh.
Just try to be nice.
That's good. Fuck, can't even be nice. God damn it. Yes. As the voice rings out from the phone saying, "I agree," Shuhei gestures over to the side of the room, over to a grunt. They walk over and kneel in the center space in front of the table, placing down a hollow projector. They press the button on it, rise, and walk off to the side of the room once more. With the hollow projector enabled, you can just see there's just like this cone projection of nothing going on right now. And Shuhei looks over in your direction, Adrian, and says, "Do you disagree with the statement that you informed your party members of an escape?"
Yes.
Oh,
You disagree?
I disagree that I told them.
Okay.
That's Adrian sticking to what he said, because Adrian did not tell them.
Okay. How much does Adrian believe that this is not a lie of omission?
100%. He did not tell them. I mean, like, he said, like, be at the wall by 2. That could mean anything. If we're a group, go to the wall because we're going to go play basketball at 2. That was it. It was an information about be advisable. But also, he didn't care about them. At that time, it was just Fidget. But because they were pressing and going to cause problems, that's what happened. And then, like, they kind of got information between him and Fidget. Right? because they rolled the opposed coercion checks and stuff against him.
Yeah, but okay. So let me rephrase this question because Shuhei's asking like, did you do this or not, right? Obviously, Adrian, you mentioned stuff without directly saying like, this is what it is, right? Is Adrian under the belief that this is going to come off as Adrian's truth, or is Adrian
gave
able
his
to
word.
perceive like, yeah?
Adrian gave his word, and Adrian does not think that he violated it. This entire argument happened because Greg didn't stick to his word and came after us after we left.
Okay. So your response is that you did not do it. The projector begins to play, and it looks to be footage from the prison.
Oh no.
At this time, Shuhei looks over to you, Fidget, and says, "We have gone ahead and retrieved the footage. You are welcome to join my tech crew to validate that we did not doctor anything, that everything is as it was, and that we have only simply edited things for time." So, Fidget, this is basically Shuhei saying, if you'd like to leave and go to the private rooms, you're welcome to join the tech crew to do exactly what he said, validate the things. It also means that you will be out of this entire conversation.
Ooh.
But away from a lot of people with guns.
Still wearing a bomb collar.
Oh, yeah, true.
This is a 50-50.
Mm-hmm.
The respectful thing would be to say she trusts Shuhei, but at the same time, she ended up in prison because someone doctored footage. So...
Well, to trust someone, there needs to be trust built. And
Sure.
I think learning if they didn't doctor that, validating or verifying that rather, would be a way for you to be able to be like, okay, now I can trust these people or something. I don't know if that helps, but like...
Do you have
Like,
any
help
ranks
you?
in like vigilance?
I believe I do. One sec. Two ranks in vigilance.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, you can understand this aspect that Dorian just mentioned. Trust has to be built and started from one side. Obviously, Shuhei is offering for you to go, not because you know, he thinks that you need to leave, but because he's offering you the opportunity to, you know, see if they are trustworthy or not, and that's your decision to make. Whether or not you leave has no like implication on his amount of trust towards you, but he's giving you the opportunity to see how trustworthy he is.
Then yeah, she'll take him up on the offer and she'll say, I will respectfully accept your offer.
Yeah. You are directed towards the room that Dorian was originally staying in. It looks like they have several like portable rigs set up in here. Go ahead and make me either computer's check. Hacking or SipSops, whichever you like.
Guess it would be hacking. Did that roll?
No.
That didn't do anything, did it? Let me try again. Nope, not rolling.
Working? Okay, 1
No.
second. Interesting. I haven't had to do this in a long time.
Uh-oh.
Okay, can you try again? No?
Sorry, I closed it just out of curiosity. There we go.
Oh,
Nice.
okay. Quite honestly, the entire scene is stressful just because there are you're like in the lion's den, right? There are so many people around, even going through the hidden hallway and into this other room. You're even deeper in this building now, and it's going to be harder for you to get out if something were to happen. But you're coming in here just to, keep an eye on things, make sure everything is as they said. Even just by the setup, you can see that this is a closed system, meaning there is no connectivity to the net on these rigs. They have a small server that they are using in order to just transmit data to the projector, and that's it. Everything that they're doing is like just basic media controls, like fast forward or skip around on a bar, cutting in places that are not necessary, like cutting out entire sections of like the night where no one was active, right? They're just doing very simple things, and you can very clearly see on the screens exactly what's going on here. As you quickly verify that work, the hall closes to secure the hidden hallway behind you, as you will be locked out of the scene.
Right.
Okay. The first footage, and possibly the only footage, that plays is the first time you guys came into the yard. There is an obvious awkwardness amongst all of you, but you make like small introductions before you kind of like look around for what to do, scouting things out, and just make out the goings on of what's happening in this yard. This footage is really quick, showcasing like you guys didn't really know each other at the beginning here. With this, you can all see that this holographic footage is clear enough to make out fine motions and gestures, but there is no audio to it. It's just camera views. The second footage that it plays immediately after is your second time in the yard. Same day, as you remember, you were reassigned to different hours after having checked into the facility. At this point, you guys kind of split off into different corners of the yard, where Adrian is pulled in by Mallory to speak with Greg. It's obvious through context now, because of the scene you guys are in, that this looks to be the conversation where Greg is looping Adrian in to this plan. And a few minutes later, Fidget is also brought in to talk about this conversation. The two of you being roped into this plan. There are a few minutes left in yard time as Greg and Mallory walk off. We can actually see them going to one of the ends of the yard, and they look like they're talking to each other, though it's at this stage Greg clarifies that he is reporting in to the hidden radio that's over there. It was also at this point that we see Quincy, Dorian, Parm, and Richard rejoining with Adrian and Fidget, and a conversation is had here. This is where Greg says, the info is leaked at this point. There could have been no other time. They knew immediately and got to work. Do you have a rebuttal? Or would you like for this to keep going, Adrian?
What did they do?
I'm sorry, what did you say?
What did they do? You claim they knew immediately and they got to work. What did they do?
They planned for an escape.
Impossible. With what information? You told me to follow you and do nothing. Therefore, I couldn't have leaked any information, and they couldn't have prepped for an escape because they had no knowledge. He told Adrian, I just need you. He didn't tell me to do anything, right? He said, we'll tell you later.
He said, we'll tell you when the time comes. But he definitely told you that they're planning an escape. He told you at that point.
He did.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah.
But they couldn't have prepped because they didn't know.
But they did know.
But they didn't. But they didn't. I mean, yeah, I think if you look at the camera, Adrian says like 3 words and then is silent for most of that conversation. I mean, Fidget and the rest of the group kept talking.
My friend, you did not only say 3 words.
At the very beginning, it was only 3 words. If the clip continues, then it would go on to when Quincy, I think it was Quincy specifically, pulled me to the side and had like the private one-on-one, like, yeah, no, like I know, but give me the actual details, and made me spill my guts with a successful roll. But that had been after the meeting. Like the big public, as soon as we walk back, you know, talking to them.
That happened in the yard.
It did, but it happened after the first initial meeting when Adrian had gone silent. Because Quincy picked up on a roll that Adrian said stuff but didn't share all the information and was curious. And after a while, then Quincy, you know, put the screws to Adrian and got him to speak.
Yeah, but that wasn't... You're saying this was all to the side, but this was all together. That happened all at the same time.
I think Quincy pulled Adrian and spoke to him because he was like, hey man, like, you know, you can speak to me, and try to do it one-on-one. At least that's the way that I remember it.
Okay, I'm gonna need to review the footage 1 sec.
No.
I have to review the
It's over
footage.
my note too.
I'm missing that gap actually in my notes. I'm like, fuck.
What gap?
It sounds like I
I have a
did. It
gap in
sounds
my
like I did that.
notes,
Sounds familiar.
Okay, I have
slip
returned.
up. Hello.
Welcome back.
Okay, so we're both slightly correct here. What happened is Greg left, and you guys all had gathered together. Quincy did ask you to come off to the side, but everyone followed because you were still in line of sight with Greg. So you guys went around to the side of the building, and that's when the conversation happened.
Gotcha.
Looked a lot more suspicious, I guess. Okay.
Yeah, because we were going over our notes we had.
Yeah.
Dorian, like, okay, then he said this, and then they said this, and then she said that.
all
Yeah.
that was said from what I'm looking is that like there was a threat, and Adrian told Quincy, like tattletold on Greg for his comment about killing Quincy as a distraction potentially.
Yeah, and you were correct. Like Quincy did say, hey, you can tell me, but that conversation wasn't really in private.
Okay.
It was
Yes,
very
I
much
missed
like
that.
he took your shoulder and then just turned around to the group, but everyone's still there.
Gotcha, okay. So I guess that was the part that I missed, because I thought that he was trying to do like the, no, I'm the rich guy, we're friends, like, speak to me. That's in my head exactly what I was thinking, that he did the no, buddy, I got you, talk to me, talk to me. I
It
thought
definitely
that's
could have
what he did,
been, but like,
But the group followed. Okay, fair enough.
So, in the footage, they don't see, like, Parm. Never mind.
You have
I
your
guess
paper
if-
mask.
Okay, I have my favorite mask.
You had that the entire time, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did they... Okay. Well, there's no audio, so they wouldn't have heard
Did they
it.
see him shit?
That's what I'm saying, you know what I mean? Did they see me shit? I don't think they did.
They might have cut it out. Who knows?
Okay, well, nice.
The Fidget will never tell. She's watching them as we speak.
Fidget. Parm crawls out of a vent. Listen. Alright.
Yeah. So that's what's happening right now.
Right.
You are it's evident on camera that you're talking to them. Greg is pointing out like this is when their plan started hatching. He immediately told everyone.
So was that just Quincy and Adrian, or was that everybody in that group at that time?
That was
It would've-
everyone.
Everyone, including Richard. That's specifically the way I thought that I had said that, I'm not telling them the plan, but I just make it, surreptitiously be like, hey, 2 o'clock on a Thursday, you might want to make sure you're outside.
You could definitely argue that because that is what you did. You didn't directly say this is gonna be a breakout. Like we're going here, we're doing this, right? You were saying it in very like factual things and omitting specific information. But like
Yeah,
it's an obvious implication that like you knew exactly what you were doing here.
I think that, Adrian said exactly that. I don't know. It's hard to argue because like I can see where from Greg's perspective he thinks that like he was betrayed, but like Adrian doesn't think he did. He had to give a bare minimum of information. You can't lie to everyone forever. And I mean, I couldn't in that scenario. I got the sucky of the rolls, and so what happened. Yeah, I mean, I could sit here and attempt to, be like you wanted a distraction. Killing a single person is not going to be a distraction. They got to be scared and prepped. So of course I'm going to tell the person. Like I could do something like that, but I don't think Adrian would, because then that's him admitting to saying a part of the plan that he really didn't think he said a part of the plan, because I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I got a roll or in-person argument for it.
I mean, there wasn't much of a plan, right? You were just told this is gonna happen, and then told when the time comes, we'll let you know what to do.
I mean,
but like the information that was dropped is that like this is like something's gonna happen at this time at this place, right?
Yeah.
could like I, as like one of those members, like that he spoke to, speak up on that behalf, like
Of course.
be like, hey, well, he didn't, like, we never really planned for anything, or like didn't discuss a plan, kinda, but like, I don't know, he just kind of, well, first he said that like Quincy might be getting killed or something like that. I don't know what it was. I mean, I can understand he's kind of annoying. No offense, Quincy, but like you're kind of annoying. But no, he just kind of mentioned this distraction, and I got to thinking, like, what's this distraction about? And I think we just kind of ran with it, but he never really explicitly told us that like something was going down. We just kind of pieced it together off of what I assume was a slip up. Because he don't care about us. I mean, no offense to you, Adrian. I know you don't give a shit about us, except for Fidget, maybe.
You're
But-
only as useful as long as you're useful. Yes.
Oh, I'm not useful. I mean, wait, no, I'm super useful. I'm so useful.
You're
I'm
useful enough of a bargaining chip that you brought me back here and I didn't shoot you for getting near my hotel.
Nice save.
okay. Dorian goes quiet and he just kind of sits and thinks a minute. Like, Jesus God.
Adrian's like, yay, thank you. You're trying to support me and help me in this, like, really tense situation. Well, yeah, I guess you're useful enough. I didn't shoot you on sight when I saw you had a bomb around your neck. It's like, is that how you say thank you?
It doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel very good at all.
It doesn't feel right to make you roll a deception because Adrian believes this. Because this is a point of view thing, right? I'm gonna have you roll negotiation.
Okay.
This is gonna be 2 difficulty. And I'm putting in a setback because of the damning footage that is here.
Adrian, use a story point. I got you. Get a boost.
Alright. So, as we were reminded lovely, before, very, very lovely, like, by our companion, you can buy stuff in the middle of things. So for a non-career skill, how do you spend things?
If it's going from 0 to 1, it's 10, and for each rank above that, it's an additional cumulative 5 more. So 1 to 2 is 15, 2 to 3 is 20, etc.
Okay, so help me with some quick maths here then.
Okay.
0 and why not? This is going to come up in the future. 0 to 50 points. What are we talking about? Doing 10, 15, that's 25.
Yeah, you could get it up to rank 3, 45
3.
points.
Then rank 4 is another
25.
25. So that'd be 70 points. Yeah, so I can't do that. Damn. Okay, there was 45 points just spent.
Oh, you just made it a rank 3?
Yeah.
What did you just buy?
That's crazy.
3 ranks of negotiation.
Oh my god.
He's the negotiator.
And sure, let me
Okay,
if I can do a story point too.
If you're gonna do a story point, don't spend the experience. Because this check here is to see if Shuhei believes that you're telling the truth, which you believe you are.
Man, perspective is an interesting thing.
Yes, this is
I'll
a perspectives check.
I'll let the dice and fate take whimsy then. I'll just
Oh
roll.
god.
Yeah,
Oh
if you spend
God, you're a
just to make it blank so everyone understands, if he spends a story point, this is an automatic success. You're choosing to roll with your new rank 3 negotiation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Saying, I have a quick question in the moment.
Okay.
How often will spending a story point make it not a success? Because I've noticed there are talents that specifically say, like, when you add a boost using a story point, but why would you ever do that if it's just going to succeed at every time? Does it depend on the situation? Like how you can't ask something impossible?
It depends on the severity of what the check is. So, like, if the check is to, like, see if you can hack the mainframe of the most prestigious tech school in the world, well, I can't have you auto-succeed that. That's going to be a difficult check, right? It just depends on the situation, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Actually, okay, so then yeah, the right thing to do here, like there is one, is be like, don't spend the points yet, use a story point and save the XP up for whatever comes afterwards, because the negotiation, this step goes south, then the XP is there for future shenanigans.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think you have the right of it.
If you want to gamify it, yeah.
And I can just use an incidental to move the story point back. So that's
Alright,
what I
yeah,
said when I said yeah.
I'll gamify it, I guess, then.
Yeah,
Oh,
hell yeah.
I'm assuming
Alright, cool.
one of you two humans are gonna, naturals are gonna just do that, so one of you mark that down for today.
Dorian,
Go ahead, you
human.
mentioned it first.
Okay, yeah, I will mark it. Yep, I'm good.
Okay.
That just seems so wrong to just be like, I pushed the I win button, you know?
Yeah.
But he's gonna do it against us,
Yeah, that's
and he's not even gonna feel bad about it. He's gonna snuggle into bed like Homer Simpson with a smile.
I want to not preface, but I want to stress that you guys ended last session with all 6 story points, and I told you I was going to.
Yeah.
I told you I was going to push.
Alright, well, we'll use
So
them.
we need
Don't
to
worry
use them.
then.
Yeah.
Hell
We'll
yeah.
use them. We're gonna need to be using all of them to escape out of this place when everything goes
The
ass up.
It's gonna be fine.
the optimal place for the game is when both of us are slinging story points at each other, and there's just an equilibrium. That's when the
Okay.
game really shines.
I think
Okay.
that works too, because the more one person does it, we're going to be reminded, because I feel like a lot of us are ADHD as fuck, and like, I forget to use them, but like if someone else uses it, I'm like, oh shit, we have those, and then
Yeah.
I remember to use them.
So I'm doing the other cardinal sin of gaming of, here's a precious resource, make sure you're sparing with its use. Okay, got it. Never use that item again.
Listen,
Yeah, right.
we don't want 99 elixirs at the end of the game.
Like a level 1 elixir.
If you are at the end of the game with 99 elixirs, you're at a point where you're so strong you just won't use them. You know.
Absolutely.
But yeah, just as a quick note for everyone to kind of understand, maybe it'll make it a little more understandable or digestible. Automatic successes on story points are more likely to happen when there is not something lesser that requires a critical kind of check. So if, for example, you raid a mega corporation and want to destroy the building, you can't use one story point to just destroy the building, right? There's a whole series of events
Yeah.
and stuff that's got to take place before that outcome comes, right? So if there are any lesser, really important critical things, most likely those will come up as their own checks.
So like in this case, we can't use like a hero point to say like, hey, we win the trial, but we can use it to help us win the trial.
Yeah. Or the megacorp, you can't do it to do the whole run, but you can spend one to be like, yeah, we exfil safely.
Yeah. In this particular scene, just like you said, you can't use one story point to just be like, yeah, Greg is wrong and we're right about everything.
Yeah.
Right, there's other consequences that are going to happen that are significant. But
Oh.
in each of those situations that are going to come up, you can use story points to be like, yeah, we're going to be okay on this. So, just like this is an intentional, right? He's trying to figure out if you believe that you're being truthful. It's not a are you being truthful. It's a perceiving of this.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So you use that story point. Dorian immediately uses their natural ability, which I always forget the name.
Ready for anything.
That's it. To move that story point back into your pool. Shuhei mentions, this is a grievous mistake then. You are obviously... You are... What you believe and what we are seeing are at odds. It is very interesting to see that perspectives are very important. And I would say they are necessary to understand. And so, the question falls to you, Greg. Do you accept their perception of the events? Greg replies, looking at you, this is a closed and shut case. You lied and deserve your punishment. And Shuhei immediately claps on the ground and says, no, we are not concluded. You made a promise. Once you were out of prison, you were to go your separate ways. That deal was null because he ratted out the plan. Did you tell him that? Look at our surroundings. I bet that you did not expressly say that the deal was off. Am I correct? You can see Shuhei staring daggers into Greg as Greg's eyes fall to the ground. He stays silent, clenching his teeth in this moment, the heavy silence weighing down on every single person. I thought not. You know our creeds, and yet you still choose to make your own rules. He positions himself to look at the phone now. Do you see how your son is still acting, Satoshi? He is unworthy yet to be an heir. And the radioed voice once again repeating, I agree. Instantly, Greg takes a step on. He's seated on his knees, but he kind of motions himself a little bit forward. But father, you were not addressed. As Shuhei once again stares daggers into Greg. The phone chimes in, and Greg falls silent at the voice. You will make this right. You will pay this debt now, and you will give this group no trouble. And Greg replies, completely lost. Yes, sir. Shuhei looks over towards you again, Adrian. The third and the final issue. It seems that you are familiar with some of our proceedings, even some of our family. So, I would ask you now, and state plainly, what is your business with Shimizu Fukuoka? Why do you bring up old wounds?
Old wounds are for old men and those that still carry them. The world might have moved on, but I have not. I went to school with his granddaughter. The company that supposedly I work for murdered her.
Dorian just is like, oh shit. Sorry.
Wrong.
I aim to take the company and those responsible down.
So, your connection to Fukuoka Dono is the granddaughter.
Yes.
And how close were you to her?
I lean forward. I'm invested. This is spicy. I mean,
I think
The kid
that
kinda knows
Adrian pulls out a envelope that he somehow stored on his person. That is, it has the look of a handwritten envelope that someone's carried around for the last, how long did I say this was? 50 years ago?
You
Yeah.
didn't declare an amount of time. You left that for me.
Yeah. Actually, I've got that in my notes that it was 50 because I've got in here that they put her. She was a board member for 30 years, and then they killed her. But he's been working for the company for 50. Yeah, today would have been the 62nd anniversary of the prom date with Hana. It's in my notes. I don't know if I shared that with you. I thought I did. I apologize if not. But anyways,
I can work
it
with
looks. Yeah, it looks like it's a 62-year-old for the line of work that Adrian is in. So absolutely, whatever. And
super worn, like fuzzy.
yellowed.
And just slides it over. If you would like to fact check me, Parm and I visited her grave before reconvening with our group and coming here. He can tell you the name on it, and he can tell you the flowers we left and their meaning.
Parm gives an anime nod.
He's got to do like.
So, you visited Hana's grave, so the flowers were from you.
All the flowers on the grave always have been.
Always.
I've not seen anyone place any others on there. I admit that is my second physical visit. I never made it inside the gates before.
Oh wow.
This is very interesting. But it seems that you do not directly have ties to Fukuoka Dono.
No, I do not. I'm trying to avenge someone that I lost. And I know their ties. So I would figure that those of their family would not be opposed to me doing that, unless the family was the one that orchestrated it. In which case, I would be shifting my view from destruction of Siegfried to destruction of the family.
You do not clearly know the inner history. That is not your fault. But I would request that you stop using this name unless you join us.
Using what name?
Is your goal to avenge her?
Avenge is only one step.
Would we be listening to this?
Everyone's listening.
Yeah, no, I'm saying this out loud. Like, this feels like information maybe we shouldn't, or I shouldn't have about this crime family thing. I'm not.
It's too late,
You know,
Dorian. Just shut up
I-
and listen.
I
Same.
don't want to listen anymore.
Then go follow Fidget.
Saying, can I spend a story point to do something non-consequential, but
That
kind of
depends
silly?
on what that is.
You know the dramatic entrance thing that
Uh-huh.
Parm has? Can I spend a story point to, in the middle of this dramatic proceeding, just kind of come back from the bathroom?
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Did you
Just
bring
like-
a bag of
Just to
popcorn?
break the tension.
Just like flick your wrist.
He has a glass of water. As he's like, oh, sorry guys, I had to go use the little jester's room. Please continue. Thank you.
Yeah, that definitely was as inconsequential as you said.
I'm sure they're looking around like, what the fuck?
At
How
the
do you get
very
out of here?
least, I want the most inexperienced Yakuza in this room to just be like, whoa, we gotta keep an eye on this guy.
It's definitely that, like, everyone was so focused on this conversation that
Yeah.
everyone else around them just kind of disappeared in the scene. It's
Yes.
like you just like left and nobody noticed.
I'm so happy, thank you.
Yeah. Adrian, you can think upon that for a moment. Yeah, Shuhei will continue. For now, it seems that the judgment should be called. We have deliberated all we need to discuss. Everyone's problems are out on the table. First, are there any interjections before we proceed to judgment? The phone says no. And it
No.
sounds like no one here does either.
No.
Okay.
I mean, Fidget couldn't if she wanted to. So.
You just hear a distant voice. No! No!
Doing the whole like wedding crashing thing. I object.
No, yeah.
There are
Yeah.
4 lights!
Yep. Good callback to the beginning of the episode.
Yes, callback. Shuhei stands up and walks around the table, picks it up, and places the table where he was sitting, and puts the phone up on a like a little phone stand. You can see the screen is not on, and it doesn't look like the camera is on either. There's no like light or anything justifying that there's anything going on. And Shuhei sits on Greg's side beside him. For these proceedings, it is unusual for us to be joined by outsiders. but sometimes it is inescapable. Those of you who are joining us that are not part of our family, we welcome you, and we hope that you take away the good that we try to provide. First, Nakano Yusuke, I placed my son in your care that he might learn from you. Learn your commitment, your honor, your duty, and your love for your brothers and sisters. The responsibility should have been mine, and for that, I grant you my sincerest apologies. You can see Shuhei immediately responding to this, saying, Watanabe Dono, I should have done more to teach him. Please accept my regret in failing you. He bows before the phone after he says this. Even though there's no video, the reverence in the scene is very obvious. Afterwards, Shuhei sits back upright on his knees on the cushion. Watanabe Gaku, I placed you in my brother's care. And what do you have to show for it? You tried to make a name for yourself. You played at our family politics. You threw around my name like some pathetic Risti, using my influence as if it were your own. You failed at every level. And what was it you declared you would accomplish? That you would bring me Sanjay's head? Where is he? You still working on it? You make promises you do not keep and think only of yourself. You might be my son in blood, but not in creed.
Oh shit.
There's a heavy silence on Greg's face. You can see for the first time there's no cheeky smirk. His shoulders are sunken, face white. You can see he wants to speak. His posture's forward towards the phone, but he doesn't dare choose any words in this moment. I gave you every path, and the one you chose was my shadow. If you are to continue to be my shadow, then you know what you must do.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
That's when Greg responds, finding the only words that he can say in this moment. Yes, sir. I understand. Shuhei looks behind him and does one of those like chin flicks for one of the grunts as Greg moves and kneels into the center of the room. The grunt places a square pillow before him and a sheathed short blade. The grunt moves all the way to the background once again. Greg speaks. I have brought many troubles before you. My childish whims to impress you, I fell folly to greed and power. He reaches forward and grabs the blade, slowly unsheathing it and continuing. I have wronged everyone around me, and the consequences of my actions are justified. May this blade be a reminder of my mistakes, and may my judgment and my spirit be tempered by this blade. He takes the blade, he curls one of his arms forward and places it inside the crux of his elbow. The silence is so heavy. You can hear Greg inhale, but you can't hear him exhale. He presses in. You can hear the bones cracking as he's pushing down, and just when you think he doesn't have the strength, he places the butt of the sword at his chest so that his body weight can do the rest of the work, severing his entire lower arm.
Oh,
What the fuck?
that was not
That's
what
not
I was
a
thinking.
pinky.
Yeah, I was expecting a pinky. God damn. Maybe two. If he was really feeling spicy.
He shakily reaches forward and puts the blade on top of the cushion, and then bows before the phone before several grunts come in and immediately begin wrapping it, trying to apply a tourniquet, and helping him just move out of the way. A long pause. I'm sorry?
Pick it up. Can I roll for a puke check? God.
I mean, if you want to puke, you can puke.
I feel like I wouldn't have a choice.
Toby really enjoys puke checks. I really have to tell you, as someone who knows him personally, he likes checks for like bodily reactions.
Wait, was that
Only
Greg?
puking.
Is that Greg or Shuei?
That was Greg. Shuhei
Okay.
is sitting off to the side. He already got his judgment.
He said his whole elbow?
Shuhei's
From the elbow down,
fine,
right?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Okay, continue.
Yeah, Greg has one arm now. Well, 1.5, I guess.
Yeah, elbow down on one side's gone.
Dorian, you can make me a resilience check. This is a 3 difficulty. Good luck.
Nice. Way to go saying, yeah, get on board.
Yeah. Oh no.
If you want it to be a check,
Yeah.
yeah. You definitely feel queasy, but you finding that the tenseness of the air right now is almost what's kind of holding that back. It's almost as if you have adrenaline that's letting you push through the queasiness. I am gonna put 2 strain on you, and apologies if I didn't say it before. Fidget, that's 3 strain for your situation.
Oh, I already added it.
Cool. Thank you.
My strain's getting a little bad.
Strain is tough. But you push through that as the scene quiets down again. Fidget, you see everything from like the projector cam, and you can see you can hear behind you in the other room. Greg is moved off into one of the other refugee rooms, and his arm is being nursed at the moment. A few minutes later, as the next scene plays out, you can hear a very tense but held back as you can hear and smell the sizzling of flesh that are cauterizing his arm.
Ooh.
Can I be like, I get you an arm. I get you a new arm.
No, you can't. That's the point. You
What do you
can't
mean?
replace the lost digit. It is a mark of shame.
Right.
Yeah,
Oh,
like he could, but it would defeat the purpose.
I would have known. I would have known that.
That's why he lost an entire arm.
Because it was so shameful. Damn.
The phone chimes in and says, Mallory. She steps forward from the back into the center of the room. It is clear to us that you have found a different purpose. Do you deny it? No. I believe I have acted justly towards my brothers and sisters still. You have. But those ambitions must be addressed. Mallory, you are hereby relinquished from Greg's watch, and you will be in the care of Yusuke. You can see that her face sinks as she hears that first part. And in the realization of what she hears afterwards, she immediately bows and says, I will forever be in your debt. this long bow as she takes the moment of reverence, and then she walks away. The phone calls Yusuke. It seems the real name for Shuhei, as he motions himself over to the front of the scene once again. It seems our family matters are addressed. I will defer to your best judgment for the rest. Keep me apprised. Absolutely don't know. The phone lights back up and shows that the call has ended before the screen goes black again, and Shuhei takes the phone, puts it in his pocket, and sits at the top of the procession. Adrian, you have let out information that was supposed to be kept private. But you believe that you have not done anything wrong. Due to this, conversation was not had to clear any misconceptions or misunderstandings. We will take it upon ourselves to do better. You are not part of our family yet. The decision still stands. As Satoshi has said, Greg is not to bother you and yours any longer for this issue. Any different future problems are problems at that time. He will then continue and say, however, you have used a powerful name with the intention of gaining power against the Yakuza.
Adrian's gonna hold up his hand at that. Not speaking, but like I would like to interject, and when he says that, still staying quiet, gonna let him speak, but just like a hold up.
Yeah. This is something we cannot ignore. What do you have to say?
It was not to gain power. I apologize if it was in that light that it was viewed. It was a question of judgment. I view things very easily. You were on my side and attempting to help me, or you were against me. When someone with an attitude throws their weight around, it is often important to make sure what power they have and who they're beholden to. The fear in Greg's eyes when I said the name. Your recognition of the name proved to me well enough what I needed to know. It was not to gain power. I was asking a question. I apologize in that regard. Adrian bows. And then straightens back up. I'm assuming we're all sitting on the floor, like Japanese style, like, you know, feet under us at this point.
I can't speak for everyone, but I assumed everyone was like like knees on pillow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine are on my chest.
Okay.
I'd say Parm was kneeling, but when he came back with the water, he's probably standing now.
Sipping.
Or Dorian's hugging his knees to his chest, rocking back and forth like, what the
Yeah,
hell's going on?
He's just dissociating a bit, I think, is like how I think would be a good way to explain his lack of quippy one-liners and stupid bullshit.
Once
It's
again,
like I saw a man cut off his own arm, goddamn.
once again, I believe that that is what is true to you. But what is true to us is that this name is not to be thrown frivolously. You used it to gain knowledge. That is the same as leveraging for power. You gained what you needed to by using someone else. You used our family for your benefit. For this, because you are not part of our family, I will let you choose your judgment. You can either pay it now in our ways, or you can join us and owe me a favor, to be granted at a later date.
And my answer: does it impact anyone else?
This was your choice. They will not share your punishment, if that is what you are asking. This was your deed.
Are the explosive collars necessary then? Or may they leave when we continue this conversation in private?
Oh, I hella look at Shuhei for that. These bad boys coming off, please, yes.
Undoubtedly, they will be removed at the end of this proceeding.
Oh, yeah.
What reason do you have that this decision must be made private?
Because you're asking me privately to atone for something that I've done, and they have nothing to do with that. And this is my business, and I conduct my business on my own, privately, with as few people possible.
If it will help you make your decision. He gestures over to the group, and some of the grunts begin to walk up to the three of you to escort you over into the refugee rooms. But I
get a
will
new
need
room?
my answer now. Is anyone resisting?
No, not this time. Did they clean up the blood on the ground?
No.
Oh no.
I gotta be careful with dramatic entrance. It's once per session. I would have loved to have
Yeah.
instead. Yep. But that's okay. The comedic value is something that'll put a smile on my face when I go to bed tonight. No worries. But next time.
It's good to play with it though, because then you get a better feel for how you can use it. And
Right,
when you should.
Agreed.
So the three of you are escorted out of this back room. Adrian, it's you, Shuhei, and the gang.
I have issue with both options, and I will speak about them both plainly. If I pay in your ways, I reduce my effectiveness, and that reduces my ability to accomplish my goal. If I join your family, I'm beholden to your laws, your rules, and the way you want things done. These may not be my own, and I am single-minded in my goal, and that may get in my way.
I'm awaiting your conclusion?
There's no conclusion on it, unfortunately. Because in order for me to conclude, I need more information. And asking for information is a violation of your laws. Which has landed me in this current problem.
Asking for information is quite different than forcing the issue. This is already highly irregular. You are not part of our family as of yet. That decision is not yet made. We can conduct this irregularly.
Hanoko may still be alive.
I'm sorry. Are you saying Hana's name?
Yeah.
Okay. You cut off there at the beginning. I wanted to make sure.
Oh, sorry, yeah. Hanoko is still alive.
What?
May still be alive.
What?
Parm from the other room. What?
It's just at the door, just like the anime stack of heads at the doorway.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. I wish. Oh shit. God damn.
Right, because that was the information that I was given.
Yeah, but I
Background
need to
matter.
figure out how I can have you make a conviction check.
Conviction.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got resilience. I got discipline.
Do we have just a charisma check for like that will of the self?
Yeah, this is just gonna be like straight charm. This is I'm gonna make this a 3 difficulty. This is some deep shit.
God, I wish I was there. Oh.
He asked everyone to leave, unfortunately.
I spent the point.
You don't have knack for it, do you?
I don't believe I do.
No, I mean Adrian.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay.
I have the grand total of 1 presence.
Adrian uses
My charm is not a career skill, and I have 0 ranks in it.
story.
Can I use a story point, please?
Yeah. He looks you dead in the eyes and sees that there's no again, like before, there's no wavering of what you said. There's a chance that she's alive. So you are proposing that you are going to rescue her. Sorry, I've been speaking in the wrong voice. So you are saying that you are going to rescue her. Is that what you are implying?
My hopes are not high enough for rescue. The first thing to be accomplished is information. The woman you sent into the other room has contact with the individual that contacted me and shared that information. That was why she was put in jail. That is why I infiltrated afterwards. It was a Siegfried jail they were in. I worked for Siegfried. Worked for Siegfried. Between planning my separation for the company, with the company, attempting to protect the lead information that I have, and the issue that we just resolved, We've been rather busy.
So, you do not wish to lose your body. As you said, it will make you less capable. And yet you will not join us. Because it will put you at... what, the mercy of our orders?
It may, that depends on you and what the orders are. Either way, no matter what is decided, I intend to collect Fidget and leave at the end of all of this. And I will do everything in my power to accomplish that goal. Whatever that means, that depends on what arrangement we come to, doesn't it?
It still depends on your decision. Because I cannot order around someone that is not a part of our family.
This is exhausting. I don't do emotions well. I'm telling you what I plan on doing. Does that align with your family's goals? Will your family impede me in any way?
Impede you? If it goes against our mission, then yes.
You know my mission. Does my mission go against yours?
At present, I don't know your mission. I know your goal.
They are one and the same.
I would like you to make a negotiation. This is going to be difficulty 3 as well. I'm going to give you a boost here because you mentioned that she might be alive.
Come on, let's be greedy and use another story point.
Yes.
Do it. Do it, honestly, do it.
This is your moment.
But I'm also going to use my out-of-turn incidental to get one of those back, sorry.
No,
Okay,
you
that's
spent.
both.
Wait, you have 2?
No, you have one, and I have one.
Right,
You
so we
spent
both
yours.
used ours.
Yeah.
Gotcha. That's what I thought. Okay.
Yep.
It is out of turn for me to state, but you understand that I do not play by what you would call normal rules. I'm sure we can find a suitable arrangement. You can tell here that his own creed is preventing him from
Being able to.
telling you what his plan is, right? But everything you know of this guy, he has been a person of his word, and you already know that he is aligned with your side of the story, with in having a good relation to Shimizu, right? So
Yeah.
whatever decision you want to make is yours. But you can tell he can't do anything about it because of his position.
Adrian will sigh and straighten up. I will serve the Sugiyara family in any capacity once I am done with my mission. Not before.
So you are renegotiating. If that is the case, 3 favors.
Once my goal is accomplished, you can have as many favors, if I am still living, as you like.
We do not take slaves. You misunderstand our entire hierarchy.
I am not planning on being a slave. I am an arrow released from a bow. I move in one direction, I hit a target, I take care of it. After I've hit the target, if you wish to pry me out of the target, if you wish to use me in another way, that is your goal. That is your prerogative. I care of only one thing, and that will be accomplished.
So you will take neither decision.
Oh man. Wish Dorian was there to smack him upside the head and then cry because he's probably gonna get smacked upside his own head.
No, I couldn't smack you. I actually might kill you.
Yeah, you really would. Well, I don't know, I'm a little bit durable. Surprisingly.
Maybe you'll survive then.
I'm seeing in my head
Only
the
one
image
way
of
to find
jam
out.
spread across bread.
I mean, Adrian said he'll serve the Sugiura family, but
That's
He's
that's
gotta-
not what he's accepting. You're either joining now or you're getting you're paying the debt now.
Yeah.
It's one of the two. It's not a later thing.
I know, but that's what Adrian said. And unfortunately, he's a stubborn asshole.
Okay.
Homie, this is the Yakuza.
Then we will get back
Oh,
to
no.
your judgment after a break.